My name's Bob LaRue. I work here at Evraz Claymont Steel. I've been here 19 years. I also live in the community.
My name's Ken Schuler. I've been with Claymont for 20 years. I've been out in the scrapyard for 12 years.
I'm a local guy. I enjoy working at the mill, and it's always been good to me and my family.
I've been here ever since I got out of high school, you know. It's done well for me.
To the people who work at Claymont Steel, it's much more than a business.
My favorite part of the job is the people, actually. It's getting in and working with the crane operators and the truck drivers and the people inside the plant.
The one thing I love about steel making is that no matter how long I've been here, like I said, the 16th of next month, it'll be 11 years. I'm just impressed by this every day that I come in here, the way that this process works. And now that I get to do it myself, it makes it even better.
Steelmaking has been a part of Claymont since the early 1900s. Like many in this industrial corridor in northern Delaware, the first steelmakers chose the area because of its unique access to roads, water, and railroads. And the people followed because the mill provided steady work and security. For employees like Mike Porter, Claymont Steel is a family tradition.
I've been with Evraz Claymont Steel for 18 years. I started here in 1991. I was actually asked to come to work here by my father, who had worked here since 1972. I went to Chichester High School, graduated in 1979, grew up in Airline Village in Linwood, local, and currently I live right here in Claymont. I live in Radnor Green, and the reason I'm here, and actually the reason my father had moved here, was because of the mill being here. We come here for the work and like to be local in the local community.
Today's Claymont Steel is not Mike's father's company. We still supply steel for America's infrastructure, like bridges, ships, and storage tanks. But today, we are Delaware's biggest recycler. The byproducts of our manufacturing process are utilized for road building and other construction needs. The process water that we use to cool the hot steel is recycled and reused within the plant. We even recycle dust. Using a large collection and ventilation system, we gather the dust, direct it to a baghouse filtration system, and then send it to another plant for recycling. Most importantly, today we make steel from 100% scrap, recycling about 500,000 tons. That's 1 billion pounds of scrap metal every year. Cars, appliances, and other stuff you find in landfills serve as the raw material for the steel that builds America. And unlike traditional steel mills that burn coal and coke for fuel, Claymont uses electricity to melt the scrap into steel, which is better for the environment. In many ways, today's Claymont Steel is a brand new company.
Our management teams, they're pretty directed. They've got a focus, and we have an idea going on to make this a world-class plant.
Our focus now is safety. Safety is job one. Behind safety, we want to be environmental friendly.
Today's Claymont Steel is committed to being a good neighbor. That begins with a dedication to continuous improvement. For example, we are constantly making changes to further reduce dust emissions from the plant. We've built new enclosure walls to contain dust, paved roads in the plant to reduce dust kicked up by delivery trucks, installed a wheel washer station so that every departing truck gets a thorough cleaning before it heads back out onto Philadelphia Pike, bought a new street sweeper that sweeps and washes our in-plant roadways, as well as cleans Philly Pike once a week, and made many other improvements to the plant and operations. One of our primary objectives is to ensure the health and safety of our workers and our neighbors.
I live right up the road from here, and I've noticed a lot of changes in the way they keep the place clean, the housekeeping. As a matter of fact, when I came here this morning, the sweeper truck was running through here cleaning the parking lot up when I was coming to work this morning. So it's a really good thing for my community. Like I said, I live here, I don't plan on going anywhere, and I think things are come a long way in this short period of time. I'm very happy with the way things have gone.
One of the things we're proud of at Claymont Steel is our participation in the National Vehicle Mercury Switch Removal Program. This program rewards scrap metal suppliers for removing parts that contain mercury from cars, specifically the switches that operate trunk lights and airbag sensors. We educate scrap suppliers and even do on-site spot checks to ensure that our suppliers are removing mercury switches from automobiles and thus from our environment. Claymont Steel also has a number of programs to ensure employee safety. You may notice the horns, whistles, and sirens. These are all important signals. Heads up to everyone working that certain actions are happening and they need to be alert.
We have a really good safety program here. Everybody goes through training all the time. Every week we have a meeting and go over safety topics to update or whatever changes need to be made.
In addition to safety, dust reduction, and other projects, there's one more area of continuous improvement at Claymont Steel. We're actively working to foster open communication with our neighbors. That includes correcting false assumptions people may have about what takes place at our plant. Take, for example, the white steam you sometimes see coming from the plant, especially on cold days. That steam is a column of condensed water that evaporates from our operations. As you can imagine, making steel is a hot process, and we need water for cooling. Applying water to something very hot creates steam, no different from boiling water in a tea kettle. Another common misconception is that things are done differently at night at Claymont Steel than they're done during the day. Sometimes people hear noises and think there's a problem. It's just the sound of steel making, which goes on 24 hours a day at the plant. While nighttime quiet may make sounds more noticeable, there's only one thing that happens after dark that doesn't happen in daylight. The Norfolk Southern delivers rail cars of scrap to us, loads up again, and leaves with rail cars full of prime steel plate for our customers across the United States and Canada. Nighttime is the only time the Norfolk Southern is allowed to use the tracks, because during the day, Amtrak carries passengers up and down the East Coast. So, if you ever have any questions about Claymont Steel, don't listen to rumor. Ask us. We'll be glad to give you the facts.
We want to be a part of this community, and we want the community to accept us as being a part of the community.
My name is Toby Gale. I'm a charge crane operator. I drop the charges down in the furnace.
For employees like Toby Gale who love their jobs, Claymont Steel is community.
You hear from the guys telling you, good job, you did a good job, you know. Some jobs I worked at, I never heard that, and I really like it, you know. And every day I do my job here, I go home, I tell my wife I like my job. I know that in December, it was over 500,000 people that lost their jobs. And I'm very thankful. I don't really know what I'd do without this job, to tell you the truth.
It takes 4 times more energy to make steel from virgin iron ore as it takes to make the same steel from recycled scrap metal, as we do here at Claymont Steel. We're proud that we use a renewable resource as our major raw material, that we use clean electricity to fuel the operation, that we recycle our water and our byproducts, and that we work every day to reduce dust emissions and improve our environmental performance.
Everything's not going to happen overnight, but they're really trying.
Most of all, we're proud of our dedicated and hard-working people who make it happen every day.